The glass doors of Pinnacle Corporation's headquarters gleamed under the morning sun as Marcus Chen approached the building. His tailored navy suit and confident stride spoke of success, but the security guard behind the marble desk looked up with immediate suspicion. "Excuse me, sir," Jerome called out, his voice carrying across the pristine lobby. "Where do you think you're going?" Marcus paused, turning toward the guard with a polite smile. "Good morning. I have a 9:30 meeting with the executive board." Jerome's eyes narrowed as he looked Marcus up and down. "Meeting? With who exactly?" "The executive board," Marcus repeated, his tone remaining steady despite the obvious doubt in Jerome's voice. "I'm expected upstairs." The security guard leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "Listen, buddy, I've been working here for 5 years. I know everyone who has meetings with the executives, and I've never seen you before." Marcus felt the familiar weight of judgment settling around him, but he maintained his composure. "Perhaps you could call upstairs to confirm." Before Jerome could reach for the phone, sharp heels clicked against the marble floor. Patricia Wells, the building operations manager, strode over with her chin raised and lips pressed into a thin line. "What's the problem here, Jerome?" she demanded, her voice cutting through the lobby's quiet atmosphere. "This gentleman claims he has a meeting with the executives," Jerome explained, gesturing toward Marcus. Patricia's eyes flashed as she turned to face Marcus. "Really? And who exactly are you supposed to meet with?" "The executive board at 9:30, Marcus replied calmly, checking his watch. "I'm Marcus Chen, and I believe there's been some confusion." "Confusion?" Patricia let out a bitter laugh. "The only confusion here is you thinking you can waltz into our building without proper authorization. Do you have any idea what kind of establishment this is?" Marcus pulled out his phone, showing his calendar appointment. "As I mentioned, I have a scheduled meeting. Perhaps we can resolve this quickly." Patricia barely glanced at the screen. "Anyone can fake a calendar entry. Jerome, I want you to call real security. We have a situation here, and I won't tolerate this kind of disruption in our workplace." Patricia's voice grew louder, drawing the attention of employees crossing the lobby. "Sir, I'm going to need you to leave immediately before this becomes a bigger problem." Marcus noticed the curious stares and hushed whispers as people slowed their pace to watch the unfolding scene. He reached into his briefcase, pulling out a leather portfolio. "Ms. Wells, if you just look at my credentials." "I don't need to see anything," Patricia snapped, waving her hand dismissively. "Your type always has some story, some excuse about why you belong here." A small crowd had gathered near the elevators, phones discreetly recording the confrontation. Marcus felt the heat of embarrassment rise in his chest, but he kept his voice steady. "I understand your concern for building security, but there's clearly been a misunderstanding." "The only misunderstanding," Patricia declared loudly enough for everyone to hear, "is you thinking you can intimidate your way into our corporate offices." "Jerome, make that call now." Marcus straightened his shoulders, his dignity intact despite the public humiliation unfolding around him. The elevator doors chimed open, and CEO David Park stepped into the lobby, his expression brightening immediately. "Marcus! There you are. I was wondering when you'd arrive." Patricia's face drained of color as David walked directly toward Marcus with an outstretched hand. "I hope you didn't have trouble finding the place." "Actually," Marcus said, shaking David's hand firmly, "there seems to have been some confusion about my appointment." David's smile faded as he looked around at the gathered crowd, then at Patricia's frozen expression. "Confusion? Marcus, you're our new regional director. The board is waiting upstairs to discuss your incredible work on the Henderson account." Patricia's mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air, the realization of her massive error beginning to sink in. David's voice carried across the silent lobby as he continued, "Everyone, I'd like you to meet Marcus Chen, our new regional director who just closed the largest deal in company history." The crowd murmured in amazement as David placed a congratulatory hand on Marcus's shoulder. The Henderson manufacturing contract Marcus secured is worth $10 million over 3 years. "It's the breakthrough we've been working toward for months." Patricia's hands trembled as the full weight of her actions crashed down upon her. The man she had publicly humiliated and tried to remove from the building was not only a legitimate executive but the company's newest star performer. Marcus graduated top of his class from Harvard Business School and spent 5 years building client relationships at Morrison Industries, David explained to the captivated audience. "His reputation in the industry is exceptional." Employees exchanged shocked glances, some shaking their heads in disbelief. The phones that had been recording Patricia's aggressive behavior now captured her complete mortification as she realized she had just destroyed her own career. David's expression hardened as he turned to Patricia. "Ms. Wells, please clean out your office immediately. Your employment here is terminated." Marcus stepped forward, his voice calm but resolute. "I hope this serves as a lesson that respect and dignity should be given to everyone, regardless of appearance." Patricia nodded silently, her career ending in disgrace. David addressed the gathered employees. "This incident reminds us that our company values include treating all people with respect. We'll be implementing new training programs to ensure this never happens again." As Patricia walked toward the elevators for the last time, Marcus felt no satisfaction in her downfall, only hope that real change would follow. The employees began to disperse, many approaching Marcus with apologetic smiles and genuine welcomes. Jerome, the security guard, approached with his head lowered. "Mr. Chen, I sincerely apologize for my behavior." Marcus extended his hand. "We all make mistakes, Jerome. What matters is how we grow from them." The morning sun streamed through the glass doors, illuminating a lobby that would never be the same.